Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Route X Lap Attack. For a long time, I've said that I wanted to get the 1965 GT350, and at long last, I finally accomplished that. Let's go down to the Route X track and set our lap time. Now, in a few seconds, you may have already noticed on the top of the screen before getting to this point, but if you haven't, you will see for yourself very soon that the paint scheme I chose for this car, I did all by myself. It is based off of the Shelby GT500 in an OVA anime series called Gunsmith Cats. Gunsmith Cats has a longer running manga series, but I do like what they did so far of the OVA. I only saw 2 of the 3 episodes, and even though the main character, Raleigh Vincent, drives a 1967 Shelby GT500, I still thought it would be cool to have this car painted in the blue and white that you see, just like what she drives. I may also change the license plate. I heard that when they were giving Raleigh Vincent her GT500, the license plate is exactly the same as the Dodge Monaco used by the Blues Brothers, because the Blues Brothers and Gunsmith Cats both take place in Chicago. The OVA should be able to be seen for free on YouTube. I think there's a couple of compilation videos that show the entirety of the series, and like I said, there's only 3 episodes, so it should be pretty easy to watch. I guess that's the thing with OVAs. They're deliberately made with very few episodes. Why? I don't know. Then again, I don't know many OVAs to begin with right off the top of my head. The only other one I can think of is Girls on Panzer. They show a few segments that take place between 2 of the episodes in the original Girls on Panzer cartoon that was done in 2012. Now, I haven't seen the OVA, but I intend to. I've also seen the film from 2015. Now I just got to watch the finale that they did. If I'm not mistaken, the final episodes were done in 2021. I also have Dream Tank Match. I've been meaning to show off some more gameplay. Not a big anime fan myself, but Girls on Panzer is pretty fun to watch. That said, I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you like tanks. Would be kind of interesting, though, to see high schools or colleges with racing teams, kind of like what you see in Gran Turismo. Imagine a group of girls racing cars and doing road trips. That would be pretty fun. But instead of Japan, I'd have it take place in the UK. I feel like Japanese cars and the Japanese car culture itself is also overrated. Europeans deserve more attention. UK, you know, they also have a pretty cool car show called Top Gear. Or at least they used to. Once Jeremy Clarkson was fired and James May and Richard Hammond decided to quit because they wouldn't bring Jeremy back, things kind of went downhill from there. And there's still a couple cool moments. I remember one episode in 2018 where the new trio of hosts went to Mexico to take part in a rallycross race with the assistance of Robbie Gordon, a well-known race car driver, who also took part in NASCAR and IndyCar. Then I also remember one of the characters, Matt LeBlanc, one of the actors from Friends, was also a host at one time, which makes sense because he was also good friends with Jeremy Clarkson. He's appeared with Jeremy a few times before he was removed. I think they should have kept him a little longer. There were also a few other hosts I liked too, like this one German lady named Sabine. I think I remember the very first episode she was in. She went to an Air Force base. I can't remember if she was driving a Porsche or, you know what, it was a Dodge Viper. And I can't remember if one of the Air Force pilots driving with her, I think they threw up. I don't know if it was just one pilot or both, but one of the two pilots threw up. I don't remember who was driving the other car of Sabine, but if I'm not mistaken, that's also the first episode where Matt LeBlanc and he who must not be named, a very, very disliked person by the name of Chris, went head-to-head with vehicles from World War II with a Jeep, a Land Rover. Well, we're going over 200 miles an hour now. Getting towards those satellites. Go around our final curve. Earlier, I was doing some swerving. I didn't mean to do that. I kind of got a little distracted. Something touched my arm and I didn't want it to. I think it was just some water from this mug I've got here. Got a cup of water here with a lot of ice, and nothing spilled out of the cup, but you know, when it gets to a certain temperature, there's going to be some condensation and you see water forming outside of the cup. And of course it's going to get on the table and it's going to get to places where you don't want it to, but luckily it's just a small puddle. It's not affecting anything, not touching anything I don't want it to, with the exception of my arm. I may do another run to improve its time, without recording it, mind you, but so far, our GT350 has a time of 5:39.5. Even if I do give it another run, it's probably not going to be that better. It'll probably only be like a 5:39.2. Where did we even end up? Yeah, it's not even showing up here in the top 20, so I'm not worried about it. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you again soon.